Hello, Odooers. Today, I'd like to talk about one of Odoo Accounting's key features, bank reconciliation. Reconciliation matches an entity's account transaction to the corresponding bank statement records. In Odoo, a suspense account is connected and linked to the transaction before it is reconciled. Once it is reconciled, according to the user's choice, it will be a receivable and a payable or ascending account linked to the payment. And of course, Odoo automatically changes the payment status from in payment to paid. Let's have a look at some typical reconciliation flows for Depot Dash. We'll start again from the dashboard, and we can see here our different journals, and here is our bank journal. As you can see, we have some items to be reconciled. Now, when we click on the items to be reconciled, we can see that the bank reconciliation view is structured into three distinct sections: transactions, counterpart entries, and resulting entry. All the bank transactions that need to be reconciled are on the left side. At the top right section, we will see the resulting entry section that displays the selected bank transaction matched with the counterpart entries and includes any remaining debits or credits. In this section, you can validate the reconciliation or mark it as to check. And your reconciliation model buttons are also available in the resulting entry section. And at the bottom right, the counterpart entry section displays the options to match the selected bank transaction. Let's have a look at some examples. The first one, a customer payment of 2,352 pesos. If you're not sure, you can still click on the invoice in order to dive into there. So if it is okay, you can just validate. So next one is a vendor payment. Here at the bottom right, you can see the following buttons: matching existing entries, manual operations, batch payments, and discuss. You can see here in the manual operations, if the resulting entry is not fully balanced, balance it by adding another existing counterpart entry or writing it off with a manual operation. You can do that, or you can also make some buttons since it is easier. Also here, if it is fine, just validate and you can jump to the next one. The next one is an incoming payment for three different invoices. Odoo immediately matched with the three invoices. You can also drill down to the invoice so you can see down here which ones have been chosen. And if it is okay, just validate this as well. So the next one is an outgoing payment for 1,000 pesos. There is no reference as you can see, so basically nothing has been found, and like I said before, it's already posted on the suspense account. As long as we don't reconcile, it remains on the suspense account, so your balance sheet is updated in real time. So about this payment, you can also search for amounts, so let's have a look if we find 1,000 here for example. So there is nothing. So basically, I cannot find anything on the amount, so I can decide to check the transaction for later. So if I click it to check here, it is also posted. It's not in my reconciliation anymore. Now I'm done. So how does that work? First of all, let's all go back to the dashboard. You can see that we have nothing to reconcile anymore now, but I have my item to check. So from here, I can also jump on all the items that I still need to check and reconcile them later. Actually, it's only a filter. If I remove the filter, I will see all my bank transactions over here. You can filter on the one that are matched, not matched, or to check. Note that you can also change the view. You can change it to a list view, and it's very easy to group by. For example, the date. You want the end balance on a specific date. So for example, at the end of the month. And it's immediately computed. And if you want to go further, you can also add, for example, the week, so that you have the ending balance on the month and the specific week. Another great advantage of the list view is you can search for counterparts if you want to search all the bank transactions of Angelica, for example. Just type Angelica Santos and you will find all the corresponding bank transactions. And so that's it. Maybe to end with about the configuration, well, luckily Odoo comes with a standard configuration, and most of what you've seen over here is immediately predefined as from the moment that you create your database. But you will find them in the reconciliation models over here, and just click over there and you will see that we have some models that are used just before. The first one is the auto-validate. If your invoice is completely correct, so there is no tolerance on the amount, it's the same currency and the partner has been found, and in the label we can find the reference, it's automatically validated. And basically you can play with all these different options in order to create different models. So we have three models, one to match, one to suggest, or we can create as many buttons as we want, like the interests and the internal transfer. So that was it for this video, and thanks for following us, and see you next time.